there are 5-stage approach to each section, which is good to follow. First, you need to read the task to identify subsections. Each section will contain 2 to 3, 4 requirements. Of course, reading the task, now I will show you, it's very important how you read the task and how much time you spend on reading the task. Okay, so single sentence is one requirement. Also, I had students before missing the second requirement. Single sentence containing and, this means they are 2 requirements with divided marks. Type tasks and keywords as bold headings in your documents. It's good to, this is for your answer planning, that it's good for you to type these headings and for all the answers of the all requirements, okay? Because this is the thinking part where you bring all your thoughts and you want to list as many points as possible depending on how much way this question has. So putting the headings will help you gather your thoughts and understand more how to plan your answer. Okay, separate key terms to help generate thoughts, investors and staff, not investors and staff. Like these are thoughts that, what's important in these thoughts also, these bold headings, you know, sometimes you don't have time to expand, so it should be meaningful. If you use meaningful headings and you didn't get the time to expand your answer, the time finished, then at least the examiner will see the title of your answer, will understand what you meant, what you were targeting to say, and you will get some marks for it. Rather than getting 0 marks, you will get 1 mark at least for this heading. Read the reference material. Of course, reference material is very important because it has hints. These hints will help you understand what you need to answer, and using these hints in your answer also, we will talk now about it, how important it is. Relate information to tasks and headings. Identify any particular emphasis. Identify how information affects task. Type your key. Identify how information affects us means how this information you have read affected your answer, affected your reply, your response, your advice to the management. Type your key points under the headings. Now we start expanding these points one by one. Keep it to a few simple words. Try to find 5 things to say under each heading, at least. Like you can gather, it's not exactly, but you have to gather information from the pre-seen, from the unseen, which is the material you have been given in the question, plus your view. Expand your answer for the time available. Now you start expanding to longer sentences. Now we will go in more. Of course, you saw this before many times now, the way of each question, okay, and number of subtasks. For instance, this is an example of a mock. For instance, I would appreciate your advice. And I want to say also one very important thing is there are some questions that asks you for your opinion. Other questions ask you just for, you know, to list the things. So these are 2 different things, because when you are asked your opinion, for instance, should we or should we not? This means the question is should we or should we not, means you have to list the pros and cons and put your conclusion. So this is, you have to pay attention. Is it asking your opinion? Is it, or is like should we or should we not, like in such words, or it's just asking you to list. Here they clarified it more. They said what are the likely benefits and drawbacks. These are 2. So benefits are one question, and the drawbacks is another question that you need to list your answers for. So what stakeholders should we consider before we agree, and what can we do to gain the support of each? This means these are 2 questions, not 1 question. And this means you have to write the answer for the first and the answer for the second requirement. Each section will contain 2, 3, or 4 requirements of an equal point value with suggested time allocated as percentage of hour per marks, 33 marks, because each section has 33 marks. Which will be divided, for instance, 33 marks for this section, 60% on the first requirement, 40% on the second requirement. Single sentence, they are saying 1 requirement, and single sentence containing and are 2 requirements. So this is an important thing. Now 33 marks total for 1 hour's task. This is the calculation of the question we just took, that it's around like 20 marks for the first requirements, 10 for each requirement in the first task. And the second task also, they are 2. It will come 7 and 6. So you have to allocate your time accordingly, more for the first task. And secondly, this is time planning. And this is what I was saying about doing the mocks, how it will help you plan your time. Now the headings, like this is the way you should put. I advise always to put like this. This is the question in front of you. Benefits of proposal, drawbacks, stakeholders to consider, gaining the support of each stakeholder. Why? Because then you will not miss any requirement. If you put these headings, it's fine. They will, like first, it will outline for the examiner. The more you make the examiner lives easier, the more it's easy for them to correct, and the more marks they will give you. So you can put in front of you the questions, so you will not miss what the question is. And this is the first step after reading the question and understanding how many requirements. Then this is the reference material. You can plan the answer on the same screen that you are going to have, and you can just remove, because you know the scratch pad, sometimes someone can miss and just put the plan of the answer on it, which if they forget, it will not be good. You can, because it's not counted like this, there is a scratch pad, but it's not required to use. You can plan your answer on your same answer screen. So you can see from here the hints, and if you wish, you can write the hints down, like that you feel they might affect your answer or they might help you generate points. You can just plan them fastly in front of you if you wish to do so. Okay, this is a good also part. So they are writing here the points from the reference material, the hints, because these, it's very important to be used in your answer. Now, marking approach is, if you just put a line, you will be a level 1, which is not enough to pass. If you just put the outline, if you extend this answer to some argument, okay, or classification, then you will get into level 2. And level 3, of course, is the ultimate. How you reach level 3? It's very simple. You just have to write enough, include. I call it like a show off, you know, wherever you can, but of course in the right place, not show off in the wrong place. But whenever you can use this information you memorized about the pre-scene inside your answers, just import it from your brain. All the information you memorized, for instance, if they ask you about something you involve in your answers, weighted average cost of capital, you just bring from the pre-scene what was the weighted average cost of capital of this company. And whenever, for instance, they bring, let's say, a question about the board of directors, should we hire this non-executive director or that executive director, you import all the information, you know, how many executive directors this company has, how many non-executive directors, okay, this is the number of executives, this is the number of non-executive, that's why if we hire more, then it will be this. So this, you have anywhere where you can use the information you memorize from the pre-scene, you can use it in your answer. It will be perfect to use it, because then you will show the examiner that you know your company, you show them that you know what you are writing about, you show them why you choose this answer, and Same you have to use from the unseen, which is the reference material that I just showed you. You should use, because sometimes they put hints there, which help you actually generate your answer. So you should tell them why you generated this answer. This means because you saw this hint, this ethical issue is shown. So that's why it made you choose this answer. So this is very important also to choose, and this will upgrade, these three things will upgrade your answer to level 3. Writing enough, which is around 3 lines to 4 lines on each outline, that heading that you have written. Secondly, import the facts from the pre-seen. Third, import the facts from the unseen. Now, this is how you plan your answer. We already wrote before benefits, drawbacks. The benefits you will outline. Upside gain, if PQ is successful, may make investors happier. You will say why. Attract other tenants wishing to use simulation technology. This is how you plan your answer. Okay, you will gather these benefits. You will list them. See how many, like 5. For instance, 5 to 6. For this 60% way of question, 5 to 6 points on, like you can see now, if this was one requirement, then you have to write 10 points. If it's asking opinion, you should write 5 to 6 points pros, 5 to 6 points cons, and conclusion. This much points to cover the 60% marks. So here, as you can say, in total, the points for the first requirements, which is 60%, they are around 11. So 10 to 12, this is the range of points you should generate for 60%. For 50%, we can say like 4 to 5 pros, 4 to 5 cons, or in total 8 points minimum you should generate. For 40%, like you can calculate it this way. For 40%, also it's a bit less, 4 to 5 points. For 30%, 3 to 4 points for 40%. For 30% is less, 2 to 3 pros, 2 to 3 cons, and conclusion. Or for instance, in total, 5 to 6 points. This way you have to make it, like engineer it this way, that you cover the amount of points required for you to get the highest marks. So this is here, benefits, they could get 6, drawbacks, they could get 5, and this is surely will cover the 60%. Stakeholders to consider before agreeing to proposal. This is around 5 points also. This is 40% way. 4 points will be fine also. Gaining the support of each stakeholders, the same, 4 to 5 at least you should mention. So this is how you should plan how much you should write on each question. You have to write enough points in order for you to get the enough marks. Keep it a few simple words. Try to find 5 things to say under each heading. Try to find 5. This is an optimal number. If you couldn't, of course, if the way is less for the question, like the 40% one, you can find 4 headings. It will be sufficient. But always try to find 5 things to say under each heading. Always. Now, the extension of each point. We start extending the point. Make points into sentences and relate to the pre-seen, unseen, and give examples. Okay, so this is very important. Once you start expanding your answers, you can write 3, 4 lines, as you can see. If you can write more, it's okay, but I don't think the time, unless you are really fast, you have more information. I remember myself when I was writing, I had lots of things to say, but the time limitations make me limit my answer to the things that I feel they are very important to mention, and then move ahead. Once, if you have few minutes at the end, if you finish, then you can go back and expand more if you feel you have time to expand more. So this is step 5, extending your answers. And this is the marking guide, for instance, for the 60%, the benefits and the drawbacks, the levels which we discussed. What they are saying is describe to a limited extent the financial benefits of investing, evaluate, this is more deeply, like is a clear and sensible manner, in a clear and sensible manner, the financial and other business benefits of investing, evaluate in a sensible manner, okay, the financial and other business benefits of investing in the context of case, using appropriate example. Context of case, that you need to refer to your case study. This is how you get to level 3, which is our target. Level 2, you will still pass, but level 3 is good to target, because if you get a level 1 in some answers, then you can definitely compensate for that, because each section is calculated separately. Now, this is the same. It's planned around 5. We try to write 5 things under each heading, then we expand the answers, okay? And this is, of course, once you learn lots of things about your pre-scene, which I'm definite that you have learned, then it will be easy for you to import this information. This is the same, the expansion of the points, and this is the same, the distribution of the marks, okay? This is how they are saying, like 1 to 2 marks is distributed for level 1, you will get only 1 to 2 marks, for level 2, 3 to 5 marks, which you want minimum to achieve. Even the highest, there is a lower level 2 and there is higher level 2, which is you must get higher level 2 at least, or lower level 3 or higher level 3. So this is how you will get enough points.